Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, the Urban Woman Tarot and Oracle. So this is going to be a health reading that I'm going to do for each zodiac sign. So I'm going to use the Healthy Witch Oracle cards, and then I'm going to answer a question for you with the Crystal Ball Pocket Oracle. So with this one, my suggestion, when we get to your zodiac sign, or you can either do this now, okay, if you have questions about, and I would say, health related questions. If you want, wait until, you could also wait until you see the cards that come out for your health and then ask questions. So just be thinking of a question that a yes or no question about your health. It could be like, should I start juicing, or should I start fasting, or should I implement this, or should I go to the gym, should I get a gym membership, questions like that. You can formulate those in your mind now, or wait until the cards come out and see what the cards, say, and then formulate your question however you choose to do so. So this reading is going to be from the moment you see it all the way through the end of June. So I'm also making this video early in the morning, so the it's still kind of like morning light. The sun has just started to rise, so it's a little dark in here. I have the window open for my cat, so you might be able to hear a car coming by. Here comes one now. So these are going to be for each, I'm pulling cards for each zodiac sign. And since it's Gemini season, we are going to start with Gemini. So I would highly recommend, subscribing to the channel. Of course, it's up and coming. If you like, daily tarot card pulls or esoteric stuff, then I would, you can follow me over on Facebook, which is the Urban Woman 222. You should also be able to find me on TikTok, the Urban Woman 222, I believe. But on TikTok, I talk more about spirituality, the chosen ones, and like esoteric stuff, ancient civilizations, the planets and their effect on us, all that sorts of stuff. So feel free to look over there. If you would like to make a donation, then my PayPal and also Cashapp information is in the description box. If you like the video and if it resonated, please give me a thumbs up. This is the first time I have ever done a health reading, so please leave me feedback and let me know if it resonated with you, because that will let me know that that the cards are true, the reading is right, and it's something that if you let me know that you'd like, then I will continue to do it. Otherwise, it might just be a first time or a one-time thing. So we're going to start with Gemini. So I'm going to put Gemini at 4 minutes. Alright. Healthy Witch, what messages do you have for Gemini? And I also will be reading from the book on this. So your overall thing is small intestines, okay? You have fire, summer, and Lamaze. You have summer again, skeletal system with fire. Exercise and summer. You have fire, summer, Lamaze again with blood flow. Then you've got earth, spring, Letha, and movement with your joints. So I will say with blood flow, when I, in the beginning, spoke about juicing, they say the only plant that mimics our blood is beet juice. So like fresh beet juice, like you would need to grab a beet, get a juicer, which I found one on Amazon for like $70. I've had it for probably 4 years now, and I'm telling you, that sucker's amazing. Invest in a juicer, because juicing is a game changer. So, alright, let's see. So, your overall arching theme is your small intestines. So, many people associate the gut with the stomach. When you have cramping, you may say, my stomach hurts, when in fact, it's not your stomach that hurts, but your intestines. Your small intestine shares a close energy connection with the heart. When you have heartburn, reflux, bloating, gas, or abdominal cramping or constipation, it's all because the intestine is blocked or not functioning correctly. Well, why? Irritable bowel syndrome is a big factor, IBS. When that's the reason, you only have one focus. Watch everything you consume. Soda or too much alcohol or caffeine, snack foods, and fast foods are enough to stop up your digestive tract. Man-made preservatives will tear up your intestines and make you constipating, causing severe discomfort. So pulling this card suggests that you cut eating out for 2 weeks and see how you feel. You'll save money and your belly will thank you. Stop consuming soda. The reports about the damage that it does to your body are true. So, this is all like in the summertime. So, I feel like we're still in spring. The first day of summer, I think it might, let's say March, April, May. Yes, okay, perfect. Because the first day of summer is June 22nd. So, it might be that this summer, you've been debating on making or implementing an exercise regimen or whatnot, okay? Something like maybe you've been debating on making a change in your health this summer, so this is the perfect time to start this. And then I say exercise, and I forgot that right over here is the exercise card. So, exercise with summer. Open your windows, get out to the pool, and take advantage of all that nature has to offer. Have you reached a plateau in your exercise program? This card is suggesting that you step it up, increase weights, add additional mile, or add movement to your personal exercise program. If you haven't started an exercise routine, this card may be telling you to start slow with a floor routine and stretching. Gardening, camping, swimming, or taking a comfortable walk outdoors are all forms of exercise. Don't let the heat take over you and stop you from working out. Take early morning walks or work out in your backyard after the day begins to cool off. If all else fails, blast the air conditioning and work out inside. So, because of the position of this card, I would say that you have already started some form of exercise, or you've already had the thought in the past to start some form of exercise. Now moving into the present, we have blood flow. And then I'm going to tie all this together here in just a minute. Your blood flow is the running paths and the highways of the body. Your circulation system is responsible for sending blood, oxygen, and nutrients throughout your body. Your circulatory system of arteries, veins, and capillaries is like a superhighway. Your blood hauls nutrients, water, and oxygen to every single cell in your body. It also carries out waste products. If the road becomes blocked or narrows, traffic can back up or even come to a halt. This can cause you to have cold hands and feet, and it affects every organ in your body because each organ depends on a rich supply of oxygen and nutrients to thrive. Choosing this card may be telling you to step up your exercise program. Maybe you've hit a plateau and need to increase what you're doing. Maybe you've gone back into your bad eating habits. Whatever it is, this card is asking you to reassess and correct. Wow, so you have... Alexa, pause. So you have a lot of messages coming out here about reaching a plateau. So I would say that you've actually started an exercise program, but somehow, some way along the way, either you stopped or you feel like something's not working, or you've taken a break, or other things have taken over. So we are now going into the joints. Most of us have a sedentary lifestyle. When we sit, we drive. We sit when we work. We sit when we relax at home. We sit, and it's not good for us. Lack of movement can cause the joints to freeze or stiffen up. While at work, try to remember to get up from your desk once an hour, take a short walk and stretch. Get those steps in. Forego the elevator and use the stairs. Park farther away from the building so you're forced to walk. This card may be telling you it's time to move. If you can't get up during your work hours, then exercising at the gym or home is important. If you're in the medical field, you're on your feet all the time, then it may be time to assess your feet, ankles, and knees to ensure optimal health. What is this card telling you about your joints on the basis of your daily lifestyle? Think on it, and the answer will come to you. So, maybe I should turn these this way. So, I'm going to tell you this. You can go ahead and prepare your question, and I'll answer it real quick. But I feel like if you don't start getting back into an exercise regimen, you can. So Rodney Yee does AM yoga. Okay, they're 20 minutes. You can buy the DVD off of Amazon. It was like, I bought it at Walmart for $5. So every day, so there's 5 yoga sessions on this one DVD for AM yoga, 20 minutes each. You could do each one of them once in the morning or once before you go to bed in the evening, and that would help you stretch. Also, doing yoga gets your blood flowing. It also stretches out your intestines, all your organs. So that stretching your organs through yoga helps to not only help your blood flow and circulation, but to push out toxins. So I feel like if you don't start implementing some of these, especially between the exercise, the blood flow, and your stomach issues, if you don't start to implement some of these changes, I feel like in the future, like toward the end of June, beginning of July, you're going to notice that it's going to take a toll on your joints, especially your ankles or your feet. So go ahead and ask your question. What answers do you have for Gemini? So whatever the question you asked, we have a no. Let me see if I can. Alright, right there. So it's not as, as clear. I don't have that great of a camera. But anyway, so the answer is no. Okay, so whatever you asked about, not only is it unlikely, okay, I would say at the last full moon, which would have been almost 30 days ago, you were considering or debating something, okay? You might have even thought at this new moon that yes, you came upon something at the new moon which was a good idea, okay? You probably might have even have started to take some action steps toward it. Or during the last new moon, which was about 15 days ago, you made a wish list or you set your new moon intentions, but somewhere along the way, I feel like, because look, there's a new moon on this little skull, which almost looks like a raccoon, but I could be wrong. Might be a possum. Could be wrong. It looks like, I guess maybe it's a cat because of the teeth. A bobcat or something. So you got 2 full moons over here and 3 crescent new moons. So there was something that the full moon you were thinking about, but you reconsidered it. This last new moon, which would have been about 15 days ago, you were setting some type of intentions, and you might have at one point in time thought, yes, this could work, but now it might be that whatever you're asking about may be not the right time. So you're being asked to really listen to your intuition when it comes to whatever it is that you are asking about. And let me cut the deck real quick. Oh, and we get it's not the right time. So whatever it is that you're asking about, it's not the right time. That's why. So I would just say there is a saying where and then when I cut the deck on this card deck, we get the heart, which is all about fire and summer again, and blood flow and circulation. So I would say you really need to pay attention to what makes your heart sing and what makes you happy. Well, if you, worst case scenario, go get some of that beetroot powder that you add water to, okay? And if you're going to do that and add water to it, I would recommend getting distilled water from the grocery store and drinking distilled water, not sink water or tap water, unless you have a really good filter, unless you have a Kangen water machine. That would be worst case scenario, is to get the beetroot powder. Now, if you can get a juicer, then I would start juicing beets and drinking those. That would definitely help with your circulation, your heart, and your blood, and removing the toxins and helping with your joints. Alright, so thank you, Gemini. We are now going to move on to Cancer. And Cancer, alright, witchy health cards. What messages do you have for Cancer in the month of June? Muscular strength, digestion, gallbladder, wellness, and love yourself. Okay, so we have fire, summer movement, earth, late summer, solstice, Letha, spirit, Ostara, Beltane, spring equinox, spring, skin, earth, and walking. So your overall message is this wellness and love yourself. I would definitely say this is going to pertain to you if, with this card, if you have had issues like an eating disorder. This message is definitely going to stand out to you. But if you don't have an eating disorder, then this message is still going to resonate some way, shape, or form. Okay, I saw that one card, and this card here really made me think of eating disorder. So your overall theme is the wellness and love yourself. These days we are bombarded with all different types of wellness, mindfulness, and the practice of self-love. Yes, it's important to have me time, to relax alone and just be, can help you energize and get in touch with your inner self and the universe. Going for a walk in the forest, also called forest bathing, hugging a tree, meditating next to a stream, and just being quiet helps you reconnect with your higher self. This card says it's time for transformation and shedding skin. Make a decision on how you will be treated by others. How you would treat yourself and develop a sense of worth is the same as honoring the goddess. Think about what you want to change or adjust in your life, whether it's in your home life or work life, and make it happen. The time is now. So I will say this. You could be, if you start dreaming about snakes, then, and don't be scared, okay? People dream about snakes all the time. So snake medicine. So they say when you start dreaming about snakes, it's because you are shedding, like a snake sheds its skin. You are shedding old, worn out, or outdated parts about yourself, okay? So pay attention to when you wake up. Like if you dream about snakes, then when you wake up from it, pay attention to how your body or how you reacted. Were you relaxed and comfortable, or were you scared? If you were relaxed and comfortable, then you are comfortable with the changes that you are experiencing. Now, if you were nervous or scared, then you are scared of the changes you are receiving. If you get bitten by a snake in the dream, then the reason why you got bit by the snake is because you are refusing to change. Therefore, the snake's poison is going to force you to change. So keep that in mind. That's a Native American story or a message behind snake medicine. Okay, so we've got muscular strength in the past. So I would say that at some point here in the past couple months, you have actually taken on an exercise program. Like you've been, and it looks like it would be weight training, like lifting weights. Okay. Believe it or not, muscles will help you push your magical energy throughout your body. Yes, you've heard it before. Go to the gym, lift weights or exercise, work your muscles, but it's true. Yoga, stretching, and light weights all work wonders as well. This card could be telling you that it's time for a brisk walk, fast paced, not casual, a power walk or a light jog. As your muscles are worked, your heart is worked, which will in turn get the blood flowing, which in turn forces your magical energy to flow from head to toe. As you practice your craft, you will find the healthier you are, the more successful your magic will be. A diet rich in meat is important for muscular health, but you can get the exact same results with a plant-based diet. Remember to drink lots of water to flush out your system. This also helps remove negative energy from your organs. So, especially doing yoga. You know, they say yoga stretches out the organs, and it also helps to detox your organs as well as your chakras. So, then you got to back it up with the water to flush it out of your system. Now, digestion. So, when you have trouble on a spiritual level with your digestion, it is because you are not digesting your life, like the things that are going on around you. I think that's why I picked up on an eating disorder right here. You know, I'm going to tell you, I had a past life where I was an orphan, and I always struggled to find food. So in this lifetime, there are times where I will go hours and not eat. And this is in the past, not recent, because I had to get a control over on this. I had to get control of this. So I made sure and made a vow to myself that I would not, took my power back. I wouldn't allow that what happened in a previous life affect me in this one. So there would be times where I wouldn't eat for hours. And then it was like, I'm over here not starving, but I am some way, shape, or form penalizing my body because I'm not eating. And that's almost like self-hatred, or taking it out on myself for, not taking good care, or not, loving myself. Like, I need to make sure that I eat something a few times throughout the day. Because sometimes I would go all day and not eat. And I thought to myself, that could be somewhat of an eating disorder, but that's also affecting my self-care and my self-love. So, your digestion is how you digest life. So if your digestion is off, then something in your life is causing it to be off. So if you start asking yourself, what am I not digesting in my life right now, then the answers will start to come if you start paying attention to the signs and the synchronicities. Okay? So right now, presently speaking, we're going to look at digestion. Do you ever find that you will see, here's what I'm talking about right here. Do you ever find that you will starve yourself all day so you can go out to eat at a nice restaurant and then pig out? I used to do that. Okay. Your stomach retaliates and you blame it on eating too much. Well, that's partly correct and partly incorrect. You may have food allergies and don't even know it. You can have these reactions deep inside without any signs of usual reactions. This card may be telling you that when you go out to dinner, eat slowly. When that main course comes, take a few bites, put your fork down, wait, chat, take a sip of wine. Allow time for your belly to expand with the nourishment you have given it. How do you feel? Good? Then take a few more bites. This card says not to overdo it. Once you feel full, ask for that take-home box. Did you know it takes only 30 seconds for anything you put in your body to be absorbed? If your gut doesn't like it, your left eye only will water. Hold on a second. If your gut doesn't like it, your left eye will only will water. From bad makeup to herbal supplements, your body will let you know. Listen carefully. Wow, I didn't even know that. So if your stomach or body doesn't like something, then your left eye will start to water. Wow, so pay attention to that. So you definitely have something here kind of similar to myself about, the eating thing. Because I'm telling you, I used to do that, but I stopped myself. I made a vow to myself. It's, even if I don't even feel like, out of laziness, if I don't feel like doing it for myself, I will go get like a salad or a wrap from a fast food place. Okay. So we're now looking toward the end of the month because this is your past, your present, your future. Okay. This is your overall theme. So this is all about your self-care, loving yourself this month, looking after your body, doing what is necessary to keep your body in good health. Okay. So weight training is definitely going to be a key thing for you within this time period, as well as you focusing upon your digestion and eating foods that are going to help your digestion. Whether that's starting a plant-based diet, like the card said, or just implementing more fruits and vegetables. I will say if you have digestion issues, steaming the cruciferous, I think that's how you say it, vegetables at dinner time, or at least once throughout the day, will really help your digestion. It also helps your gallbladder. So that would be carrots, cabbage, radish, broccoli, cauliflower. Cruciferous, I think that's what they're called, cruciferous. Those vegetables right there, if you steam them and eat them, they will help out your digestion a lot. And it also, because of the sulfur in them, helps your gallbladder. So let's go to gallbladder. So I will say that your gallbladder is where we hold anger and anger. Yes, anger. So if you have a lot of anger stored in your body, it's going to be stored in your gallbladder. So you may notice now when you sit for long periods of time under your right rib cage, under the right side, does it start to hurt? Because if that's so, then you have gallstones and your gallbladder's full. So I will tell you that if you lay on your back, like on the couch, lay flat, up under your right rib cage, but in front of your floating rib, if you take your thumb, this piece here, and push into that area and hold it, that's your gallbladder. So if you put it there and push and hold, you might feel a gurgle or two, but that's you emptying your gallbladder. Okay, so you might want to try and start doing that. The gallbladder isn't the liver's partner organ. Hold on a second. Your gallbladder is the liver's partner organ and is integral to the harmonious function of the body. We must maintain a balance within so we have balance without. Observation. Observe the way you eat, because it will directly impact how your gallbladder will function with digestion. Did we not just talk about digestion and how we eat? And distribution of food energy. When eating, take small bites, eat slowly. That's the second time this has come up for you. Take a bite, chew thoroughly, put your fork down, and chat for a bit. Give the food a chance to get to your stomach. How do you feel? If you don't feel full yet, eat a bit more. Continue this eating ritual throughout your meal. By doing this, you can control your intake and allow your body time to process. By processing slowly, your body will have more energy to fuel your chi. Pulling this card suggests you need to try this eating ritual and see how it works for you. Okay, so a few minutes ago, I was wrong when saying anger, because that's the liver. We're on gallbladder. Gallbladder is resentment. So it's like, if you start working, like asking yourself, what resentments do you have? Is it toward yourself or is it toward other people? If you can start working on forgiving others or yourself and practicing forgiveness, even that Ho'oponopono prayer, Ho'oponopono, I can never say it correctly. Okay, it takes me a minute. The Hawaiian Ho'oponopono, that can also help. So take that in. If you feel like you do have resentments out there, okay, whether it's toward yourself or others, I would also suggest that you start drinking dandelion root tea and even lavender tea if you can. So go ahead and ask, whatever question it was, and let's see what the pocket with the crystal ball has to say. What messages do you have here for Cancer? No need to worry. So, okay. So at the bottom of the deck, we have unlikely, which is the overarching theme of whatever your question was, okay? So in the past, and it could be around the time that you started this weight training regimen, because it says go, the time is right. So an idea must have come to you about weight training, strength training, and starting to lift weights. Now, whatever your question was, you need to let go, because there's something you need to reconsider that's going to come up, and it's probably, I think it's going to be toward, it's either, because these are in the same position, it's either going to be around the next full moon, and I would say that would be the full moon in June, okay? If you're watching this in May, it's not the full moon in May, it's the full moon in June. There's going to be something that comes up in June for you that you might need to reconsider. When that comes up for you, I would look about, man, there's 3 full moons in this, 4 actually, in these cards over here. So that full moon in June is going to be significant for you. That full moon, that's when I would start asking myself and look for the signs. Pay attention to the full moon, and remember, during the full moon, if you have resentment toward things that's going on within that full moon time frame, because if you do, those are the things you need to work on to help your gallbladder. And if you start having pain in your gallbladder region, like under your right rib cage, then, and that's the side where your right arm is, okay, your right hand. So you could take your right hand and put your hand down on your liver and your gallbladder. So that would be the time frame, that would be the area that I'm talking about. And then I just cut the deck to know. So I don't know exactly what you're asking, but there's something there with that. When I cut the deck, we have the stomach card. This is also, which still goes into digestion. So if you are having, digestion issues, you need to look into juicing. You need to look into maybe taking apple cider vinegar in the morning. You know what else you could do? 1 ounce of olive oil, 1 ounce lemon juice, a splash, a dash, okay, of cayenne pepper. Take that as a shot first thing every morning on an empty stomach. Not only will it clean out your liver, it will clean out your gallbladder. It will clean out the sludge. It will help your digestion, and the cayenne pepper will give you energy throughout the day. So cayenne pepper gives you a shit ton of energy. So you will get energy from that little dash of cayenne pepper. So if you could take that every morning for 30 days, I mean, it would do your body a huge wealth of good. If you could do that for 90 days, that would, I would say, would probably clean your liver and your gallbladder completely. Okay? So I thank you, Cancer. We're now going to move on to Leo, which is going to be at, alright, Healthy Witch, what messages do you have for Leo in the month of June? What messages do you have for Leo in the month of June? Alright. Ooh, there's that guy. Okay. So for you, Leo, your overarching theme is going to be your nervous system. And that looks like a Sagittarian, half horse, half human. It's not a centaur. Or is it a centaur? I can't remember. I'm sure the card will tell us in a minute. So we've got Earth, solstice, first harvest. So that's in the fall. Spring, skin, earth walking. Summer, skeletal system, fire, summer, and Lamas. Alright, so your overarching theme is your nervous system. The nervous system regulates the actions of most other body systems, such as blood flow and blood pressure. And look, there's the heart. As well as the ability to think and reason. The nervous system allows you to be conscious and have thoughts, memories, and language. Therefore, this is why it's important to keep your nervous system healthy. Therefore, this is why it's so important to keep your nervous system healthy. Your nervous system contains your body's control center, the brain, the spine, and extends to all the other nerves in your body, which branch out from the central nervous system to your skeletal muscles, arms, legs, fingers, and toes. A balanced, low-fat diet with ample sources of vitamin B6 and B12 and folate will help protect it. Pulling this card may be telling you that you need to rethink your lifestyle choices or eating and drinking habits. We want you to thrive. We want you to have a zest for life. Start taking care of you. So I would say that you should probably start drinking chamomile tea, and then, because that will act as a sedative for your nervous disorders. And also keep in mind that, you know, it said that it wanted you to have a zest for life. Where can you get zest? You usually get zest off of lemons, limes, and grapefruits. So maybe you should start putting lemon or lime or grapefruit zest in your water. Now, in the past, we have a circulatory system, which, you know, also has your heart. So there is, this is all tying in around your heart and your nervous and your circulatory. It's common knowledge that if you want to try to keep your circulatory system healthy, you must maintain a healthy weight. Don't smoke or drink excessively, and avoid fast foods. Now, this is going to be, this is in the past position. So the past 3 weeks to 3 months is when this card here took place. Circulatory health and heart health go hand in hand. All cells in the body need to have oxygen and nutrients, and they need their waste removed. These are the main roles of the circulatory system. The heart, blood, and blood vessels work together to service the cells of the body, using the network of arteries, veins, and capillaries. Blood carries carbon dioxide to the lungs for exhalation and picks up oxygen. From the small intestine, the blood gathers food, nutrients, and delivers them to every cell. Pulling this card may be telling you something. Have you been having circulation issues? Perhaps it's time to quit smoking and start walking. Whatever you decide, this card is saying that it's time to pay attention to you. So, and chamomile comes out again. So, I would definitely start incorporating chamomile tea into your daily routine. Now, this month, there's a focus here on this summer, you exercising, and that will help with your circulatory and your heart, especially if you've been having issues with your heart or circulatory. And let me just say this, if you are having or experiencing heart palpitations, that is a gut issue, and that is because your body needs magnesium glycate or glycinate. So if you feel like you're having heart palpitations, now look, I'll say this here too, because, you know, people that got COVID, some people have like residual symptoms left over from COVID that they couldn't get rid of. Those heart palpitations is one of those. And having to take a break because of your breathing, because, you know, we've got the lungs right here. You know, that's also another one of those symptoms of man, I can't remember what they refer to that as or call that thing, but it's like if you had COVID and your symptom, like you had leftover symptoms that never went away, and one of them was heart palpitations. One of them was, you know, when you go to walk, you can only walk so far, and you're short-winded. You have to sit down and take a break, and then you can start back again. That's the symptoms from COVID. Now, this one biochemist said that if you have those symptoms that stayed with you from COVID, he said go get a 10 milligram nicotine patch, slap one on your arm, wear one each day for 7 days, and it will wipe out all of the COVID symptoms that your body is still holding on to. So try that. You can give it a try. I'm going to give it a try because I got COVID and I feel like my I do have heart palpitations. I have at least 2 a day. But one is either coming from the fact that my body lacks magnesium glycinate or glycate, or it's from the COVID. So I was going to try that and see if that knocked it out or not. I would suggest that if you're having that issue, to give it a try as well. Now, by the end of June over here, we have the heart. So we'll see what this card says. Your heart keeps everything moving. It coordinates all communication between the organs. Our heart also controls aspects of our mind and emotions. Helpful thoughts, happy mind, and peaceful emotions assist in the creation of a healthy heart. But this isn't the only thing to help your heart. The heart is linked to other organs, especially the liver, kidney, and spleen. If an organ is not working properly, your heart will pump that much harder to get things moving. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, blocked arteries, depression, anxiety, and panic attacks will harm your heart. At this point, you may choose to go on medication. If not, meditate, do daily yoga, find a quiet place in nature, and earth walk to reconnect to our mother. Pulling this card is reminding you to think more about your heart. So, there is something here for you that is coming up about because you got circulatory, nervous, the heart. You know, they're all tied in together. I used to think that the heart pumped on its own, but I found out that the heart does not pump on its own. It's the lungs that make the heart pump. So when you're breathing in, that's what actually makes your heart pump. So if you have those residual, side effects left over from COVID, then I would definitely try that nicotine patch like that doctor dude said. If you want that video, because I saved it, then I would suggest you reach out to me. You can message me here or leave a comment. I'll see it. And you can post your email address, and I'll send you we'll figure out, just message me, and then I'll get back to you, and then I'll figure out a way to get that reel, because it's a reel, REEL on Facebook, where this guy talks about that. So you need to start getting moving and get your juices flowing, and get your, especially if you're having trouble with like high cholesterol. Like if your cholesterol is high, you definitely need to cut out the fast food. I will say that. Okay, so maybe you need to start getting on a like a clean diet, which means all you eat is all natural and or organic foods. Okay, which would include your meats, your fruits, and your vegetables, and cut out your sodas and your artificial sweeteners, especially diet sodas, because they are not good for you at all. Start juicing. Blood, which is over here in your circulatory system. Beets is the only vegetable or plant on this earth that mimics and looks like our blood is beet juice. I would suggest getting a juicer and juicing beet juice, but if you can't do that, then get the powder and use distilled water to mix with it, not sink or tap water, unless you have a really good filtration system. Alright, so what question do you have? Focus on that question. What questions do you have for Leo at this time? And you have a yes. So, let's see here. You do need to do more research. Okay, you need to get more information. Go, the time is right. You don't need to be worrying about it. You may have to, though, choose a new direction. So what you're asking about is definitely a yes. But the way you're thinking about going about it, though, is not the direction you need to go. Okay? So if there was something you were worried about, that is unlikely. And look, when I cut the deck, we have breath. So that also ties in your lungs and everything, ties into all of your cards. So focus upon, you might need to even try breathing techniques. Focus upon your breathing, because there's something tied into all that. Alright, we are now going to move on to Virgo. So let's see. Alright, Virgo. Alright, Healthy Witch, what messages do you have for Virgo? What messages do you have for Virgo? Okay, so your message is a lot. Your message is similar to that of Cancer's. So, wellness and love yourself. Think pretty thoughts, feet, and social well-being. Alright, Virgo. We've got spring, skin, earth walking, air, brain, water, emotions, summer, bones, climbing, earth walking, spirit, mind, body, all elements. So, at this time, your overarching theme for the month of June is all about wellness and loving yourself. These days, we are bombarded with all different types of wellness, mindfulness, and the practice of self-love. Yes, it's important to have me time. To relax alone and just be can help you energize and get in touch with your inner self and the universe. Going for a walk in the forest, also called forest bathing, hugging a tree, meditating next to a stream, and just being quiet helps you reconnect with your higher self. This card says it's time for transformation and shedding skin. Make a decision on how you will be treated by others, how you will treat yourself, and develop a sense of worth is the same as honoring the goddess. Think about what you want to change or adjust in your life, whether it's in your home life or your work life, and make it happen. The time is now. So I would say work with lavender. Lavender is going to help you out a lot. And then this self-love. You need to have a little bit more. You need to have a little bit more me time. And you know what? You need to be a little bit more selfish. Okay? Especially if if you don't like how others are treating you. Alright, so in the past, we're going to go over here to think pretty thoughts, which is in the past. So the past, past 3 weeks, past 3 months. This may sound a little silly, but it's very true. And as witches, we all know that what we put out will come back to us threefold. But sometimes it's just so hard to purge negative thoughts and feelings for an extended period of time. If we don't, then we run the risk. Keeping your mind young is something this card could be suggesting. So try crossword puzzles or jigsaw puzzles and build healthy social networks. And look, there's social well-being over here. Okay? In the words of Mahatma Gandhi, your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values become your destiny. Positive thoughts are a biological mandate for a happy, healthy life. It causes your cells to thrive. So, I don't know if you had you could have had some stagnant energy that you needed to let go of, or some emotional baggage in the past. But I will tell you, she's looking directly at this card right here. So, do you spend a lot of time looking at your feet? Hold on a second. Do you spend when you walk, do you look down at your feet? There's I can't remember what the saying is, but there is something around psychologically about when you walk, you look down at your feet. I used to have to do this and I'll tell you that they say people that have, and I have an acute, which is like 10%, they told my mom, I have acute autism. So sometimes if I don't watch my diet, sometimes I slack off and get lazy and I don't eat the healthiest. But if I don't watch my diet, then I notice that whenever I go out in public, I don't want to look people in the eye. And that's because of it, that autism thing. And but when I watch my diet and I eat right, then I feel better. I don't mind looking people in the eye. So, I'm not saying that you have autism. You could be like me, especially if you have dyslexia, because those two tie in together. So, there's also the scripture that says, ask where the good way is, and then lift up thine eyes and walk into it. If you're always looking down, how are you going to see anything? You have to look up. So start practicing looking up. Alright, so now your next card is feet. So, like our hands, our feet are a necessity for mobility and being independent in many ways. Your feet get tired and sore and are susceptible to all sorts of things such as bunions, warts, dryness, and other maladies, I guess. Be mindful of the shoes you wear. Roll a tennis ball under your feet to relieve stress and tension. Pulling this card could be telling you that it's time to pay attention to the root of your body, to the part that keeps you grounded, to the one source able to direct negative energy away from you. What is it that you've been feeling about your feet lately? Maintaining a healthy weight is very good for your feet. After all, they are put through so much punishment on a daily basis. Stretching your feet and Achilles tendon is just as important as applying lotion. Those hard-working feet probably deserve more attention than you're giving them. So, woo! And the feet are actually ruled by Pisces, which is your opposite sign. So, self-love and wellness here, you really need to pay attention to your feet and even how you think about your feet. Because what if you think you have ugly feet? You need to love your feet regardless if they're ugly or if they're pretty, because they carry you. They take you places. Alright, so look at social well-being. Pulling this card may be saying that you need to take the time to go out, meet new people, hang out with friends, or simply go to a festival or movie by yourself. And remember, your feet are what is going to take you to these places. So take care of your feet. You might need to start getting reflexology massages. The routine of going to work and coming home and then doing nothing else isn't helpful. Putting yourself into positive social activities with people who are laughing and having fun is what you need. Letting yourself fall into depression over lack of stimuli is damaging to your health. At the same time, social stress is a destructive influence. Partying too much is not good either. Are you doing too much or nothing at all? Meditate on this card and decide what it's trying to tell you. It's important for you to do things that make you feel happy. The positive stimulus feeds your thoughts, which feed your cells, which feed all of your organs. As you can see, happiness and positive activity will keep you healthy. So, you may want to incorporate lemon balm, sage, holy basil, echinacea. All of those help to relieve stress, reduce depression, lowers your blood sugar, and helps boost your immune system. So for you, Virgo, I would say that if you are going to work, coming home, and sitting down and not doing nothing, then you might need to invest in getting one of those foot massagers or one of those things that you put water in and it, bubble bath on your feet things. You might need to do that. You might need to even start painting your own toenails and taking, like, how you go out and get a pedicure, give yourself a pedicure, because that can fall into wellness and, loving yourself. I think you got to keep in mind, boy, Jesus washed the disciples' feet for a reason, okay? So, wash your own feet, because that you're pouring love into your feet. And your feet is also go outside barefoot and stand on the grass, because that's how, if you are one of them where your feet get hot, you have too much stored or trapped energy in your body that needs to get flushed out, okay? And that's the negative energy. That's the energy that you need to release. So go outside barefoot and walk around and stand on the grass so that your body can release that negative energy into the earth. Okay? And then you need to get out more. So go ahead and ask your question. Alright, Crystal Ball, what messages do you have here for Virgo? Not the right time. So whatever you're asking about, you need to get more information about it. Stop worrying, get over it. Right now it's a no because it's not the right time. But keep in mind you're going in the right direction. So even though it may not be the right time, you are eventually going to arrive at that answer. It's because you need to choose a different direction. So what you're looking for is, it's upon you. You will eventually get to it or find it or receive it. But there's a new routine or a new route that's going to get you there. So choose a new direction and follow. Alright, and let's see. And then I cut the deck to the kidneys. So if your kidneys have been giving you an issue, then you need to start focusing on eating foods and drinking teas that are going to help to cleanse and detox your kidneys. Alright, so now we're going to move on to Libra. Alright, Healthy Witch, what do you have for Libra in June? What do you have for Libra in June? And that card right there just came out for Virgo. Okay. So your kidneys. What we have here is Yule and Balk, dark time of the year, which, I guess that could be winter. Air, communication, and retrograde. Earth, late summer and solstice, and then spring, Ostara, Beltane, and spring equinox. So you've got kidneys, eyes, stomach, and gallbladder. So your overall factor here is your kidneys. The kidney is the major organ for your energy and supports the whole body. It is the storage area of the food energy you received from the stomach, which look is right up underneath it, and the spleen. Using sesame oil or walnut oil will aid your kidneys, as will drinking cranberry juice, apple juice, and lots of water. Too much alcohol and caffeine will affect the kidneys. Lay off those energy drinks and limit your cups of coffee each day. If your lower back always hurts, chances are your kidneys are trying to tell you something. This card suggests that a kidney cleanse may just be what you need right now. Get adequate rest and take probiotics and vitamin C. And an Epsom salt bath will assist, along with ceasing the consumption of caffeine. Of course, call your doctor if things get worse. So you need to start. So I would say either every morning on an empty stomach when you wake up, I would take a teaspoon of sesame oil or walnut oil, whichever one you can get, or do that before you go to bed. Also, you can massage, your kidney area on your lower back. That will help stimulate some blood flow to that area. Alright, so in the past, we have over here the eyes and the pineal gland, or pineal gland. The eyes are the window to your soul, as the old saying goes. But did you know that your eyes play an integral part in your everyday health? Of course, you should get your eyes examined at least once a year, but eating well helps nourish your eyes. Nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids, lutein, zinc, vitamin C, and E might help ward off age-related vision problems like macular degeneration and cataracts. This card may be telling you to make sure your eyes are in perfect health. Also, don't forget to wear your sunglasses. Even the winter sun can damage your eyes, especially from the sun glare off the snow and the ice. Also, this card could be warning you about squinting or looming too close to your laptop screen or phone tablet screens. Are you spending too much time in front of screens? It may be a time to assess your habits and adjust them accordingly. So, in the past, I would say that you were having issues with your eyes. Now, I don't know if that would be like dry eyes, or if you were just having eye irritation, which could be from being on your phone or your laptop, your electronics too much. I also wanted to remind you that kidneys is where we store fear. So if you have a lot of fearful energy within you, then it's trapped in your kidneys. So I would say that you may, with stomach and gallbladder, you might want to start incorporating a yoga routine into your daily lifestyle, because yoga actually stretches the organs and your chakras so that it can release the toxins from your body. So once you do yoga, then go outside barefooted and stand on the grass so that all that negative energy can then be released into the earth. Alright, so let's get back to now we have stomach. Stomach says, pay attention to me. How has your stomach been feeling lately? Many people associate their gut with their stomach. When your stomach's not feeling its best, you will experience reflux or cramping. The job of your stomach is to transform the food you eat into energy. No matter how many healthy foods you eat, if your stomach doesn't function properly, you will not get the nutritional value your body craves. Let me just say this. If you eat something, let's say you eat an entire meal, and then you're still hungry afterwards, it is because your stomach didn't get the proper nutrients or minerals or vitamins that it needed. So it's still looking for them. So make sure that you're giving your stomach like the proper food, nutritional foods that it needs, because otherwise that will lead to overeating and malabsorption in your body, because that can mess up your stomach. Your immune system is located in the lining of your stomach. One of the biggest causes of the weakened immune system is the intake of an overabundant amount of sugar. Fructose corn syrup, and high fructose corn syrup are all names of man-made sugars. Upon their ingestion, your body will not know what to do with these sugars. It can't break them down and use them for anything, so they're stored in your fat cells. If you have a lot of fat on your stomach, then you need to cut out the sodas and anything that has those corn syrups, those fake sugars in it. Pulling this card may say to become a label reader and be mindful of how much sugar you consume daily. And you know that too much sugar can affect your eyesight as well as your kidneys. I keep that in mind because it definitely has a huge effect on your vision in taking too much sugar. Now, at the end of the month, we have gallbladder. The gallbladder is your liver's partner organ and is integral to a harmonious function of the body. We must maintain a balance within so we have balance without. Observe what you eat because it will directly impact how your gallbladder will function with digestion and distribution of food energy, which just came off this card. When eating, take small bites. Eat slowly. Take a bite, chew thoroughly, put your fork down, and chat for a bit. Give your food a chance to get to your stomach. How do you feel? If you don't feel full yet, eat more. Continue this eating ritual throughout your meal. By doing this, you can control your intake and allow your body time to process. By processing slowly, your body will have more energy to fuel your chi. Pulling this card suggests you need to try this eating ritual and see how it works for you. You may want to incorporate dandelion tea and or lavender tea. Now, I will also tell you this. The gallbladder, where your right hand is, that side of your body. When you sit, if you feel a pain under your rib cage, that is your gallbladder and you have too many gallstones. That is where resentment resides. Okay? So we've got fear, resentment. We also have your eyes here. You know, when you have eye issues in the spiritual realm, it can be because of how you are viewing others, how you're looking at them. If we start getting eye issues and eye irritation, it's because we're looking at people bitterly or enviously. So in the past, how have you been viewing people or looking at them? Because that can cause eye issues. So remember that. Now with you've got fear, and then we have resentment. So practice Ho'oponopono, you know, the Hawaiian thing. I can never say it correctly. Ho'oponopono. And start releasing some of that. Also, get outside, take your shoes off, walk on the grass. If you have hot feet, then you've got stored trapped energy in your feet, and you need to walk on the grass because that will pull the energy out and it will cool your feet off. Now, for this gallbladder thing, you need to do 1 ounce of olive oil, 1 ounce of fresh squeezed lemon juice, and a dash or splash of cayenne pepper every morning first thing on empty stomach. If you can do that for 30 days, it will do your body a wealth of good. But if you can do it for 90 days, then it will clean out your gallbladder and your liver. So that cayenne pepper also will give you energy throughout the day, and you'll notice a huge significant change in your energy levels. Cut back on those energy drinks if you're drinking them, and your coffee, because it's messing up your stomach and it's affecting your organs. Okay, so whatever question you have, go ahead and form that. What questions do you have for Libra at this time? Get more information. So you need to start researching whatever it is that you are asking about. Okay, so the last full moon, that I would say that was in May. There's something that you, whatever, because you got a full, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. there is a full moon in every single one of these cards here, okay? So there's something that you're doing around the full moon. You're either researching or you're thinking about something heavily, okay? Whatever it is that you're thinking about, though, is unlikely to happen. You need to continue to research and you need to continue to think about it, because in the past, you might have gotten frustrated and chose a new direction, but there's something in it that you need to reconsider. And then, once you come to a conclusion about it, you need to let it go to the universe and allow the universe to take it over. Because there's a butterfly in this card. So that means that the universe needs to work its magic and transform this, whatever you're asking about. You may not be able to figure out the answer yourself. That's why this saying, get more information. But if you allow the universe and hand it over to the universe, it will figure it out for you. So I would suggest that before you go to bed every night, I also got not the right time at the bottom of the deck. So it may not be the right time right now for whatever it is that you asked about. But what I was going to say, before you go to bed every night, say, I thank you for a wonderful solution. I thank you for a wonderful solution before you go to bed each night. And you'll see that, and then when I cut the deck, we go to large intestines. So there's definitely something here with digestion and how you are also digesting your foods. Also, how you are digesting the things that are happening in your life. So evaluate these things, think about them, come up with a new plan. Now we're going to move on to Scorpio. Alright, Healthy Witch, what messages do you have for Scorpio in the month of June? What messages do you have for Scorpio in the month of June? Okay. Moon pie! Sorry about that. Cat's in there messing with stuff. Alright. So, right off, so your overarching theme here is going to be the heart. Your heart keeps everything moving. It coordinates all communication between the organs. Our heart also controls aspects of our mind and emotions. Helpful thoughts, happy mind, and peaceful emotions assist in the creation of a healthy heart. But this isn't the only thing to help your heart. The heart is linked to other organs, especially the liver, kidney, and spleen. If an organ is not working properly, your heart will pump that much harder to get things moving. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, blocked arteries, depression, anxiety, and panic attacks will harm your heart. At this point, you may choose to go on medication. If not, meditate, do daily yoga, find a quiet place in nature, and earth walk to reconnect to our mother. Pulling this card is reminding you to think more about your heart. So, I don't know if you've encountered something here in the past, like if you've been going through stuff that has taken a toll on your heart, like if you've experienced a broken heart, because I'm telling you, they say people die from a broken heart. Aloe is even in the background there, and aloe is an herb that's recommended as a healing plant for the heart. You need to start doing things here that, because especially if you have anxiety or depression, or if you're having panic attacks, then you need to start practicing something that will help calm and relax you. Now, for example, because this card said you might need to go on medication. I'm going to be upfront with you myself. I just recently, because I started having panic attacks in October, I just recently went on an anxiety medication just for that. So, and it has helped me, like, it has helped me out a lot. Okay? So, it may be time for you to go on an not an antidepressant, but an anxiety medication. I would recommend Xanax, because Xanax, those are hard to come off of, and they're very addictive. But I take its sister, which is Klonopin, or, I mean, they give me the generic at the pharmacy, so it's clozapam or something like that. So I take that, but that has helped me out tremendously, and clozapam is not hard to come off of. I know, because I did that a few years ago, like 8 years ago. I had to go on them again because I was having anxiety real bad, and I was trying to come off of the Xanax because I was in a time period in my life where things had calmed down, and I was like, I don't need the medication anymore. And I started weaning myself off of it, and it's like, I would not take one for 3 days, and then all of a sudden I would start having heart palpitations, and it's like, I'd have to go take a Xanax, and then I'd be okay. And, I would go 2 or 3 days and not take one, and I'd be fine. But then all of a sudden I start having heart palpitations, and because my doctor said it's hard to come off Xanax. But clozapam, or the clozapam, is not as hard. So it's easier. And when I stopped, I did make the switch, and I did take the clozapam. And when I took it just for a few months. I took it just for a few months to help me get through the Xanax, get over the Xanax. And then I was able to, not cold turkey, but then wean myself off the clozapam, and I didn't have any issues after that. So, but again, a panic attack started back in October, and well, here we are. So, in the past, you could have been in retrospection and going within about some type of, especially if you've experienced heartache or heartbreak, anxiety, depression, whatever that is. You could have been looking within or to the past of what was the cause of that. So this card reads, a healthy mind will help promote good decision making in this crazy world we live in. As always, a healthy diet, daily exercise, and a stress-free life will help your mind be as healthy as possible. But not all of us live in a perfect little world. Stress begins at home, or when our 9 to 5 turns into a 7:30 to a 6:30, just to keep up with the demands of our workload. Brain fog begins when you have lack of sleep over an extended period of time, when you're completely stressed out, and when you have sensory overload. An overabundance of caffeine, sugar, and salt will also work against you. Lack of sleep will encourage energy drinks and many cups of coffee. Too much caffeine and you can't sleep. You get irritated and your brain wants to shut down. Pulling this card may be telling you something. Assess your daily activities and see how they are affecting your brain. So I'm telling you, it looks like in the past you were looking at and thinking about, reflecting on, especially during this Mercury retrograde we had, I think in March. You could have been looking at your past, and there's a 3 right there, so March is the month of 3. You could have experienced something in March that put you in a state of depression, caused you anxiety, and you were looking at it, thinking upon it, how you could make changes, or you could have just been like, man, you could have just laid the cards out on the table, like, here's all the shit that's got me all fucked up, and right now, maybe there ain't anything I can do about it. But it is what it is, and this is what's happening, so I'm just having to stick to my guns and just push through. Then you could have started, or if you weren't already, you could have started picking up on those energy drinks and drinking more coffee. I would highly suggest, don't cold cut off now, because that will really do a number on your heart. But you need to, if you were drinking energy drinks and coffee, you need to slowly start cutting back and weaning yourself off of them, okay? If you need energy, start incorporating cayenne pepper into your diet. Cayenne pepper will give you loads of energy. So, every time you make a meal, sprinkle cayenne pepper on it. But not too much, because it'll give you heartburn. but put a splash or a dash on all of your meals, everything you eat throughout the day, and that will give you energy. So you need to switch out those energy drinks for something else. A healthier alternative, I should say. Alright, so in the middle here, presently speaking, we've got large intestines. The fire in your belly is more than just your personal motivation. So I would say in the June, once you implement some of these changes, in the month of June, you're going to receive some type of inspiration from these changes you've implemented. Okay? So the fire in your belly is more than just personal motivation. It's the discomfort you feel when you've eaten too many carbs or processed foods. Canned vegetables are not healthy. They are full of sodium and preservatives. When you don't have access to fresh vegetables, eat frozen ones. The nutrition your body needs has been flash frozen into them. Bread is everyone's favorite. Who doesn't have a sandwich for lunch almost every day? But going a few days without bread and carbs would be a good and needed break. I will tell you that if you are a bread eater, switch over to sourdough. If you have an Aldi's nearby, get sourdough from there. Get sourdough from Lidl's if you got one of them. And then if you don't have either one of those, find a lady at the daggone farmer's market or the flea market, whatever. There's people in your area that make sourdough bread from home, from scratch. Switch to sourdough. There has been so much good information about sourdough bread and its effect on the body. Not only is it fermented, so it's good for your gut, but it also gives you and there's my hummingbird. It also, that fermentation of the stuff that's in it also gives your body the same thing that you received if you were breastfed. There was a new study I just saw on that sourdough gives your body one of the first. So if your mom didn't breastfeed you, I'm not knocking you, okay? But what I am saying is, when the mom first breastfeeds the baby, there's something that comes out of the breast milk, and it's a bacteria into the baby. That bacteria is in sourdough bread because it's fermented from the yeast, because it's fermented yeast, fermented bacteria. So sourdough bread is healthy for you. Make the switch. Be a label reader when you go to the store. Make insightful choices as to what you buy. Love your body and respect the choices you make as to what you put in it. You are what you eat is so true. This card is asking you, what will your choice of consumption today? What will be your choice of consumption today? It says that you need to start incorporating arugula. So if you're eating sandwiches, throw arugula on it. You can also take a handful of arugula and put some extra virgin olive oil on it, sprinkle it, and then sprinkle some sea salt on it. Move it around to get it nice and covered, and eat a salad with that, or put that on your sandwich. And then dandelion. So you might need to start incorporating dandelion tea into your diet. That will help out with that. Alright, so at the end of the month, we have air, autumn, Maybon, and creativity, and hands. So let's see what this says. Your hands are a link to your creativity, to your job, to touch, and to pleasure. The health of your hands is essential. Without the proper use of your hands, many daily tasks would be impossible to do. Arthritis and carpal tunnel syndrome are painful. Trying to combat this pain on a daily basis can become exhausting, but your hands can tell you of other body issues as well. If your hands are cold, your blood pressure could be low, or you may have an irregular heartbeat. Red palms could mean liver damage. Sweaty hands may mean an overactive thyroid. So keep lotion on your hands. I would suggest no lotion, because I don't believe in petroleum-based products and lotion and all that junk. Use either coconut oil or olive oil on your hands. Now, if you are of dark skinned, like you're African American, or you're African, you're black, let me tell you, olive oil If you start using olive oil like as a lotion, man, boy, you want to talk about a game changer for your skin. You'll have a glow like you ain't never seen before, okay? And I'm talking about a glow that no lotion will ever do for you. Switch to olive oil if you have dark skin. Alright. Additionally, do hand exercises, stretch your fingers, and take breaks from the keyboard. This could be telling you to pay attention to your hands and protect your livelihood. So, you may also need to incorporate golden seal into your diet. I am going to tell you this. My grandmother used to always tell me that I had healing hands. And you must always take care of your hands. If you feel that you have healing hands, you've got to take care of your hands, okay? Our hands take a beating. Also, if you have like arthritis or carpal tunnel syndrome, carpal tunnel is due to a pinched nerve in your neck. Go see a chiropractor. That will fix the carpal tunnel. If you have arthritis, you need to start incorporating turmeric in your daily food. I actually thought this was turmeric root right here in this card, but it's probably the wood or the logs for the fire. Now, I drink 1 small cup, and I mean a small cup, okay, almost like a teacup of coffee every day. When I make my coffee, when I put my coffee in the coffee pot, I do not use those pure eggs, okay, because there ain't no telling what the hell they got in them little plastic containers. So I use a regular coffee maker. I put cinnamon and turmeric with the coffee in the coffee maker, and so that turmeric helps with inflammation in my body. Now, if you aren't one of those to do that, then you can take coconut milk, warm it up. They call this golden milk, and then add. You can put a splash of cinnamon in it and then add the turmeric, get it warm, and then drink that before you go to bed, and that will help reduce inflammation and arthritis in your body. Alright, so Scorpio, go ahead and prepare your questions. What questions do you have for Scorpio at this time? What answers do you have for Scorpio at this time? So you have a yes. Okay. Go. The time is right. You're going in the right direction. Listen to your intuition. This is the sign. So if you've been wondering or looking for a sign, this is it. That was the easiest one I have done so far when it comes to these pocket things. This crystal ball pocket. Alright. So, Scorpio, I hope you enjoyed your reading. I also just cut the deck to the gallbladder. So I will say this about gallbladder. When you sit where your right arm is, put your right hand on your rib cage. When you sit, do you have a pain up underneath your rib cage? If you do, that's gallbladder. Okay, that means you have gallstones. That is also where we hold resentment. So you need to, first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, 1 ounce of olive oil, 1 ounce of fresh squeezed lemon juice, a dash or a splash of cayenne pepper. Take that shot. If you can do that for at least 30 days, look, there's my rooster confirming. If you can do that for 30 days, that will help clean the sludge out of your liver and also your gallbladder. It will help with your digestion as well, and that cayenne pepper will give you a boost of energy. So, if you can do it for 90 days, you'd have a whole new liver at the end of 90 days. Alright, so thank you, Sagittarius. I'm sorry, Scorpio. We're now moving on to Sagittarius. And, let me see. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Healthy Witch, what messages do you have for Sagittarius in the month of June? Ooh. 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 Boy. I say that because my son's a Sagittarius and we've got teeth up here. And I always, and my favorite number 22, I'm always having to stay on him about his teeth. Okay, so you've got bones and teeth, breath, urinary bladder, and lungs. So breath and lungs. That's going to be very significant here, okay? Urinary bladder. Alright, so now we're going to check out this overarching theme here, which is your mouth, your bones and teeth. Okay, pulling this card could be telling you that you need more calcium in your diet. But beware, taking calcium supplements could add calcium in places of your body where it shouldn't go. Multiple studies have found a link to taking calcium supplements in kidney stones, colon polyps, or even calcium buildup in the heart arteries. Taking in your daily amount of calcium can be achieved through diet with little effort. Your body consumes the food source, and it is spread throughout your system over periods of days, weeks, and months, which is much better than taking a pill for a slam dunk amount at one time. This card is offering you a choice of how best to get in your calcium and keep yourself strong and healthy as you age. Turmeric is one of those that you need to start taking, okay? So if you've been having knee issues or teeth issues, bone issues, then you need to... Barbara O'Neill, Google her and what she says when she talks about our bones, because she says that our bones barely have any calcium in them at all. There's other minerals in our bones, so that are more essential than calcium. So Google what our bones are made of. If you don't look up Barbara O'Neill, just Google what our bones are made of, and then start looking for foods that are rich in those minerals, okay? Also, if you're having issues with your teeth, start oil pulling. Google that, oil pull, and start brushing your teeth with coconut oil. What I do is, I oil pull. Well, hold on a second. What I make my son do, because he's the one that I have to stay on top of about his teeth, is he oil pulls. He rinses his mouth out. So when he brushes his teeth, he rinses his mouth out with, he swishes peroxide, hydrogen peroxide, and then he brushes his teeth with coconut oil that I have mixed with equal portions of coconut oil and baking soda. Okay? So that's your overall arching theme here. Now, in the past, so we have breath. Pranayama is the fine art of breathing and controlling the flow of oxygen in and out of the lungs. Conscious breathing can vastly improve your health and make you more alert. Focusing on your breath can bring about many benefits, both magically and mundane. You direct your magic with your breath. Focusing your will on your intent, you breathe in as deep as you can, hold for a short count of 4, and then release all your breath to the desired focus. This card may be telling you it's time to increase your breathing exercises to get a level up, or perhaps it's saying that you need to do them every day. Either way, grounding, spell work, shielding, releasing are all done with your breath and help you rid all of the negative yuckiness that sticks to us throughout our daily lives. Regulate your flow of chi. Never underestimate the value of simple techniques. Real magic is based on simple truths. Peppermint, cardamom, and anise a star. And then it also says that, it freshens your breath. And then you've got... So let me ask you this. Do you have stinky breath? Because if you do, then that could be from... Because they say stinky, like... If your breath is pungent, like if you can stand, a few feet away, you could have rotting teeth, which oil pulling with coconut oil will help correct and reverse that, okay? But it's also If it's not that you have rotting or decaying teeth, it's also that you have a gut issue. So keep that in mind. Alright, so presently speaking, we are now looking at this urinary bladder. Your bladder is a hollow organ that holds urine from your kidneys, and is one of those body parts that you probably don't think about until it stops working properly. Certain problems affecting your bladder can cause painful urination, leakage at unwanted times. Proper hygiene after sex can prevent infections. Drinking plenty of water can flush out bacteria. If you sit at a desk for work, you should be mindful of how long you sit and stand to prevent lower urinary tract infections, UTI symptoms. Daily exercise will ensure that you urinate regularly, so you're not holding your bladder too long each day. This card may be saying to you that it's time to pay attention to your daily habits and ensure your bladder's healthy. Are you moving enough? Are you sitting too long? Have you become a camel at work and you don't empty your bladder as often as you should? This card is asking you to reevaluate your daily routine. Cranberry and garlic are natural cleansers. So you might need to start incorporating cranberry juice and more garlic into your diet to help with that. Now, at the end of June, we have, because this is for the month of June, we have lungs. The world we live in is full of toxins in the air that we breathe. We're bogged down with stress and anxiety and many other things that take away from us what we need to be healthy. During your stressful day, take a moment to breathe deeply, expel the day's negativity, and ground into Mother Earth, even from your office. If you're able to step outside, find a tree and lean against it. Trees are a natural detox that filter out toxins in the air. Why can't they detox you too? It's important to take time away from your busy life, go camping, or go to the beach. These are places where all four elements come together at the same time. Revel in the feel of the sand, the sound of the ocean, the peacefulness of the forest, and the babbling of the stream. Breathe. Daily exercise that contributes to expanding your lungs and breathing is very important. This card is asking you, what will you do today to help you breathe easier? So you might want to incorporate chamomile tea, as that will calm, but practice some breathing exercises, because you've got, breathing here twice. All right, what's your question? Focus upon it. What answers do you have? Whoa. This is one of my son's favorite songs, and he's also a Sagittarius. What answers do you have for Sagittarius? Not the right time. So whatever it is that you're asking about right now is not the right time. Okay. Now, you need to listen to your intuition on this. We have new moon here big time, okay? New moon energy. So when's the new moon? In June. Listen to your intuition. You're going in the right direction. Yes, but unlikely. So whatever it is that you're asking about, you do have a yes answer, but right now is not the right time. So it might not be in June. It might be July or August. Okay? So keep that in mind. But you're going in the right direction to obtain what it is that you're asking about. But also, too, you may need to course correct, because I cut the deck to choose a new direction. So you might need to course correct to get there. But just know that it's not in the month of June that you're going to get it. It's more likely, a different month. And then, when I was reading this lungs card, we have this tree. And then this person sitting beside this tree. So you might need to go sit beside a tree and spend time beside one. That will help you out. But exercising, for sure, will also help your breath work and your lungs, which was definitely dominant in your reading. So that's all I have for you, Sagittarius. I thank you for joining me. And we are now going to move on to Capricorn. Alright, Healthy Witch, what messages do you have for Capricorn in the month of June? Okay, so you need to start an exercise routine, Capricorn. You also need to look after your hands. Your overall arching theme here is this exercise card. And that's this summer. So this summer you definitely need to incorporate a exercise regimen. Open your windows. Get out to the pool. Take advantage of all that nature has to offer. Have you reached a plateau in your exercise program? This card is suggesting you step it up. Increase weights, add an additional mile, or add another movement to your personal exercise program. If you haven't started an exercise routine, this card may be telling you to start slow with a floor routine and stretching. Gardening, camping, swimming, or taking a comfortable walk outdoors are all forms of exercise. Don't let the heat take over you and stop you from working out. Take early morning walks or work out in your backyard after the day begins to cool off. If all else fails, blast the air conditioner and work out inside. So, you might want to incorporate St. John's wort, chamomile, hemp, or fennel. So those will help you build yourself up through strength training. So those are all the herbs that help, often used by Druids in their ceremonial midsummer bonfires. So try to incorporate those into, I think that's going to be the thing that will help give you, those herbs will help give you motivation. They'll help cool your body and also help push you to exercise. Now, this brain chemistry. This came out for Scorpio if you have Scorpio placements in your chart. But I also saw this card here as him looking at the past and maybe evaluating, because this is in the past position. So like the past couple weeks, you could have been looking back and reflecting on, how things went this winter into the spring, and now maybe where you want to make some changes and move forward. So this card says, a healthy mind will help promote good decision making in this crazy world we live in. As always, a healthy diet, daily exercise, and a stress-free life will help your mind be as healthy as possible. But not all of us live in a perfect little world. Stress begins at home, or when our 9 to 5 turns into a 7:30 to 6:30, just to keep up with the demands of our workload. Brain fog begins when you have a lack of sleep over an extended period of time, when you're completely stressed out, when you have sensory overload. An overabundance of caffeine, sugar, and salt will also work against you. Lack of sleep will encourage energy drinks and many cups of coffee. Too much caffeine and you can't sleep. You get irritated and your brain wants to shut down. Pulling this card may be telling you something. Assess your daily activities and see how they are affecting your brain. So the herbs that it recommends is ashwagandha, ginseng, brahmi, and rosemary. It helps to clear brain fog and helps with memory. Now we have hands. So if you are one that works with your hands, my father's a Capricorn and he's a construction worker. So he has to take care of his hands. So I'm not exactly sure what you do for work, even if you're like on a keyboard every day. You have to take care of your hands. You got to use them. Alright, so your hands are a link to your creativity, to your job, to touch, and to pleasure. The health of your hands is essential, and without proper use of your hands, many daily tasks would be impossible to do. Arthritis and carpal tunnel syndrome are painful. Trying to combat this pain on a daily basis can become exhausting, but your hands could tell you of other body issues as well. If your hands are cold, your blood pressure could be low, or you may have an irregular heartbeat. Red palms means liver damage. Sweaty hands may often mean an overactive thyroid. So keep lotion. I am not a believer in lotion. I would recommend olive oil or coconut oil. On your hands, pamper your cuticles and trim your nails. Additionally, do hand exercises and stretch your fingers and take breaks from the keyboard. This card could be telling you to pay attention to your hands to protect your livelihood. So you may want to incorporate golden seal. Alright, so here's one thing. When I make my coffee each morning, now I don't use a Keurig. I don't do those little pods because I don't know what the heck's in them things. I don't trust what's in those things. I don't eat or drink anything that comes out of a package. So, anyways, when I make my coffee every morning, I put cinnamon and turmeric in my coffee grounds. So when I make my coffee, I get help from the turmeric because it fights inflammation and arthritis. So before I did that, my hands used to be really stiff and swollen. But since I've started doing the turmeric, which has been like for about 5 years now, my hands are not swollen. Like I used to wake up with them being stiff and swollen, and they're not like that anymore. So that's helped me out a lot. So, you know, if you have that issue, then either do that, or before you go to sleep, warm coconut milk, which will be out of the can. Okay? Canned coconut milk. Okay? Warm coconut milk on the stovetop and add turmeric. That's, I think they call that golden milk. Drink that before you go to bed. That will do the same thing. Okay? So now, we're going to move over to small intestines. Many people associate the gut with the stomach. When you have cramping, you may say, oh, my stomach hurts. When in fact, it's not your stomach that hurts, but your intestines. Your small intestines share a close energy connection with the heart. When you have heartburn, reflux, bloating, gas, or abdominal cramping, or constipation, it's all because the intestine is blocked or not functioning correctly. Well, why? Irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, is a big factor. When that's the reason, you only have one focus. Watch everything you consume. Soda or too much alcohol or caffeine or snack foods and fast foods are enough to stop up your digestive tract. Man-made preservatives will tear up your intestines and make you constipated, causing severe discomfort. Pulling this card suggests that you cut out eating for 2 weeks and see how you feel. I'm sorry. I had to reread that one. My dyslexia. Pulling this card that suggests that you cut eating out for 2 weeks and see how you feel. You'll save money and your belly will thank you. Stop consuming soda. The reports about the damage it does to your body are true. So you need to incorporate arugula into your diet. I'm telling you, because natural bitters, they cleanse. So arugula is bitter. Now, one thing that I love about arugula is dousing it with some olive oil and sprinkling some sea salt on it. Oh, and you can put that on a sandwich. And if you eat sandwiches, I would highly suggest, because of the small intestine and IBS, that you switch over to sourdough bread. So either go to Aldi's or Lidl, if you have one of those in your area, and buy their sourdough bread. If you don't, and there is like a farmer's market, find the chick that makes the sourdough bread. The yeast in it is fermented. So when you eat sourdough bread, the bacteria in it, and I just watched this video where this doctor said that the bacteria in sourdough is the same bacteria that we get from our mother's breast milk the first time that the baby drinks from the breast. The same bacteria is in the yeast that is made in the sourdough. So sourdough bread has been a game changer for me. So that also could help you with your IBS. And then also dandelion root. So incorporate some dandelion root tea. So I'm going to say for you, Capricorn, that, and then I cut the deck to blood flow. You definitely need to incorporate some type of exercise routine this summer, okay? That will help with your thoughts, especially because I know a few Capricorns and they are always in their head, okay? So not only will it help to reduce the stress and anxiety from your mind, but it will also get your blood flowing. It will help with IBS if you're having or experiencing stomach issues. And then if you can incorporate those other, like the turmeric, like what I was telling you, then that will help with the arthritis and pain that you're having in your hands. Now, another thing too is, if you've been stressed, then start painting or drawing or doing something with your hands that you can get the creative juices flowing to release the tension or the stress that you've been receiving here in these past couple months. Alright, so whatever question you have, go ahead and start asking that. What answers do you have for Capricorn in the month of June? No need to worry. Alright, so whatever it is, you need to let it go and allow the universe to transform it. Okay? Something in the past may have caused you to choose a new direction or to re-strategize, and whatever that was, right now is the time for you to go. The time is right, but you need to listen to your intuition. So follow your heart, but take your brain with you. Okay? You don't need to worry about whatever it is, but you do, in some way, shape, or form, you do need to go after what it is you're asking about. But you also need to surrender to the universe and allow it to transform whatever it is that you're asking about, because there's something that needs to be switched up in what you're asking about. Whether that's the direction you're going, or how you're trying to go about achieving it. So it says right now that right now is not the right time. So it may not be that, that transformation and then that choosing a new direction, that could be setting you on the path to maybe not getting it in June, but it could be aligning you up to get it in like July or August or September. Okay? So that is all that I have for you, Capricorn. We are now going to switch over to Aquarius at 1. Alright, so Healthy Witch, what do we have for Aquarius in June? What messages do you have for Aquarius in June? Whoa. Alright. I've not ever seen this card. That's why I was like, whoa. Okay. So we have Winter with Transformation, Earth, Stomach, Immune System, Dark Time of the Year, Yule in Bulk, Fire, Summer, and Lammas. So exercise Winter, Head, Face, and Skull, Kidneys, and Heart. So your overall theme is exercise with Winter. Now, to me, that says you do not have an exercise program at all. You might have been contemplating it in the wintertime, but it almost looks like it's frozen in time. Like you've been considering it, thinking about it, but you haven't actually been taking action toward it. There is a butterfly here, which means that that needs to change and transform. So let's see what this card says. Winter is all about turning inward, reconnecting with your inner self and transformation. This card is encouraging you to face your shadow self. Look deep and choose to remove bad habits, a toxic relationship, or even toxic thoughts of jealousy, envy, greed, or hate. Stop posting or texting and talking negatively about others. The energy of this card is saying to work on yourself and to be a better version of you in whatever that entails. Like a butterfly that encases itself within a cocoon, so too will you during the winter months. And like a butterfly, you will emerge as a reinvented version of yourself. Positive energy totally rocks, and it's proven scientific fact that positive thought influences the behavior of your cells. If given a positive atmosphere, positive surroundings, and a positive boost due to positive thoughts, your cells will enhance your inner health. So, what are you going to strive for? Alright, Aquarius. You need to transform your mindset. You need to elevate your thoughts and raise your vibration. So you need to start detoxing your house, yourself, your body, your mind of negative things and toxins and toxic things. Okay? That means people, places, and things, even the foods you consume, even the things you watch on TV, even your words and your thoughts. So you need to transform that throughout the whole month of June, because that will put you in a completely different place and mindset in the months to come. Now, in the past, we have head, face, and skull. As all of us suffer either from migraines, sinus infections, or allergies. But why? Mainly because our immune system has been compromised in some type of way. The immune system lies in the lining of the stomach, and unless you rid your body of toxins, eat healthier, and exercise, the immune system is never going to be as strong as it's meant to be. In some cases, if you've had a major infection or something happened to you that's affected your immune system, affected your immune system past repair, all you can do is give it the nutrition it needs and let the goddess figure it out. It's time to take action and flush out your sinuses, clear your head, and strengthen your immune system. This card invites you to decide what action you need to take. Do you try a neti pot? Do you need to go for surgery and get your nose and sinus cavities cleared? Whatever your choice, this card is saying that the time is now. So, in the past, you could have been, my sister, she's an Aquarius. She's been having ear issues. So, that's the same thing as like your sinuses. Those things can also move down into your ears and cause you to have clogged ears, because she hadn't been able to hear that well, and it's because her ears are so clogged. So, she's actually going to be going to the doctor so he can clean her ears out. Anyways. Okay, so in May, you might be experiencing this. You need to include eucalyptus, ginger, and peppermint, as those help in clearing your colds and sinuses, and will help you to build up your immune system to protect yourself from those things. Now, we move over to the present, and we have kidneys. The kidney is the major organ for your energy and supports the whole body. It is the storage area of food energy that you received from your stomach and spleen. Using sesame oil or walnut oil will aid your kidneys, as will drinking cranberry juice, apple juice, and lots of water. So you need to start taking a spoonful of sesame oil every day. And either before you go to bed or first thing in the morning, you need to start incorporating a glass or cup of cranberry juice every day. You need to start, drinking more water. If you don't have like a really good filtration system, I would stay away from tap water. I would get distilled water from the grocery store, put some lemon juice, lime juice in it, even grapefruit juice, like fresh squeezed, okay? I'm talking about cut a lime, a lemon, or a piece of grapefruit and squeeze the juice into the water. Add a touch of sea salt. Celtic sea salt's the best. Stay away from that pink Himalayan salt shit, because it has arsenic in it. It is not good for you. Too much alcohol and caffeine will affect the kidneys. So if you drink energy drinks and coffee, you need to cut back. Lay off those energy drinks and limit your cups of coffee each day. If your lower back always hurts, chances are your kidneys are trying to tell you something. This card suggests that a kidney cleanse may be just what you need right now. Get adequate rest and take probiotics and vitamin C, and an Epsom salt bath will assist, along with ceasing the consumption of caffeine. Of course, call your doctor if things get worse. I will say this, the kidneys is where we store fear. So, if you have negative thought, negativity stems from fear. So, I feel like that's why this is intertwining here. So, you need to start, like I said before, thinking more positive and increase your vibration, raise it, of course, and start start working on your mindset. Start detoxing your home, the people that you're around, clean out your car, your home, get rid of old stuff you don't use anymore, make room for new, and start doing things to help change your mindset, because the negativity is what's affecting your kidneys for sure. So now we're going to go over to heart. Your heart keeps everything moving. It coordinates all communication between the organs. Our heart also controls aspects of our mind and emotions. Helpful thoughts, happy mind, and peaceful emotions assist in the creation of a healthy heart. But this isn't the only thing to help your heart. The heart is linked to other organs, especially the liver, kidney, and the spleen. And see, got kidneys right here. If an organ is not working properly, your heart will pump that much harder to get things moving. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, blocked arteries, depression, anxiety, and panic attacks will harm your heart. At this point, you may choose to go on medication. If not, meditate, do daily yoga, find a quiet place in nature, and earth walk to reconnect to our mother. Pulling this card is reminding you to think more about your heart. So, at the end of the month, if you start making these changes, like I suggested, about, the negative mindset and thought patterns, and transform the negative part that we was talking about in the beginning, then toward the end of the month, your heart is going to be more open and more happier. Therefore, you are going to be more open, more happier, which is why this butterfly is here, because this is all about transformation. You need a transformation right now. The month of June is the perfect time for you to make this transformation from negative into positive, okay? So you have to do the work to make the stuff happen, okay? It's not going to work if it just sits on the shelf. It's not going to work if you don't do anything about it. You have to put action into it to make the stuff happen. Okay? Now, if you don't incorporate these changes, you could find at the end of the month that you are starting to have anxiety, that you're starting to have more stress. And if that's the case and you feel like you need to go get on a medication, I wouldn't say get on an antidepressant, but maybe get on a medication for anxiety. Now, a lot of people freak out when I say that because they automatically think of Xanax. So I will tell you this, because I already told another sign that I took Xanax like 6 years ago maybe. And then, because I did have a time in my life where I needed it, but when everything in my life cooled down and I thought, okay, I can now come off the Xanax, it was very hard for me to come off Xanax. So I weaned myself off of it. But it's like, and when I was at the last wean where I was like, all right, I don't even need to take another pill, I'm good. 3 days later, I had a freaking panic attack, heart palpitations, I had to go take a Xanax. I went to my doctor. I said, look, told her what happened. She said, she told me Xanax is hard to come off of. She said, let me switch you over to its sister, which is clozapine. I take clozapine. So, I took the clozapine. I took it for 2 months. And then in the 3rd month, I started the weaning off process. I was able to come off of it very easily. And then I stopped taking the anxiety medication for several years. Well, October of last year, I started having panic attacks, so I went back on the clozapine. So, if you feel like you need to take something for anxiety, then I would recommend the clozapine, not the Xanax, okay? Now, I will tell you at this point in time, ask your question, and I'm going to answer it for you. What answers do you have for Aquarius in June? Unlikely. So, whatever you're asking about, my dog, little cookie monster up there getting hurt. She's doing her MMA work exercise routine. Oh, she does that about 3 times a day. Anyways, okay. So, you do have a yes here in whatever it is that you're asking about. Okay? You're going in the right direction. Here's another fucking butterfly. Okay? Butterfly is all about change and transformation. Now, this does have a full moon in it and a full moon here. I would say that there is something you are bonded or tied to in this question you're asking. And it's trying to untie itself. But it says unlikely. You do have a yes here. Whatever you're asking about, it is a yes. But June might not be the right time for it. Now, it's, as you see the ropes here, because these are ropes. Okay? They're untangling themselves. So whatever this is that you're asking about, it's not the right time in June. But it's changing and it's untangling and untwining. So it might be July or August. Whatever it is that you're asking about. Okay? You are going to get what you're asking about. It's just not the right time. Okay? And if you will listen to your intuition will tell you that right now is not the right time for it. So it's unlikely to happen this month. Okay? Now, when I cut the deck in the healthy cards, liver came out. Your kidneys is all about fear. Liver is all about anger. So, and anger and fear stem from negativity. So you need to work on your mindset and transform and change your mindset in the month of June, Aquarius. So that's all I have for you. I hope that helped. Please feel free to give me any feedback. We are now going to move on to Pisces. Alright, Pisces. Let's see. I am a Pisces, if I haven't said that already. What messages do you have for Pisces in June? Now, the last time I did this on myself, it was all about stomach issues. Alright, what messages do you have for Pisces in June? Alright. Your overall theme here is the nervous system. Okay. The nervous system regulates the actions of most other body systems such as blood flow and blood pressure, as well as the ability to think and reason. And we've got the heart over here. The nervous system allows you to be conscious and have thoughts, memories, and language. Therefore, this is why it's important to keep your nervous system healthy. You might need to take out your dirty laundry. Your nervous system contains your body's control center, the brain, spine, and extends to all the other nerves in your body, which branch out from the central nervous system to your skeletal muscles, arms, legs, fingers, and toes. A balanced, low-fat diet with ample sources of vitamin B6 and B12 and folate will help protect it. Pulling this card may be telling you that you need to rethink your lifestyle choices or eating and drinking habits. We want to thrive. We want to have a zest for life. Start taking care of you. So you may want to start incorporating chamomile tea because that will help. That will act as a sedative for nervous disorders. Now, I will say that with like this heart card and this nervous system, I actually had to start taking anxiety medication back in January because in October I started having panic attacks. So if you have to do that, I wouldn't recommend or say an antidepressant. If you felt like you needed something for depression, then I would first say ashwagandha or St. John's wort. Those will help naturally instead of, the alternative, which would be like, pharmaceuticals. So, but I did start taking an anxiety medication. I used to take, about 5 or 6 years ago, Xanax, which when I tried to come off of Xanax was really hard. I tried weaning myself off, and the last week where I was like, okay, I don't have to take another one of these again, I'm good. 3 days later, I flat out had a panic attack and had to go take one. So I went back to my doctor, who said, you know, Xanaxes were hard to come off of. So she switched me over to its sister, which is Klonopin. So I take the generic version, clozapam. It has been a game changer for me right now. I took it, 5 years ago, and then when I felt so coming off the Xanax, I took the Klonopin for 3 months. So 2 months I took it regularly, and then the last month I slowly, surely weaned myself off of it, and I was able to come off of the medications. But in October, I started having panic attacks, so I had to start back taking Klonopin again, and it has been one huge, huge life changer. So, if you have to do that, I would suggest Klonopin, okay? Now, kidneys. That's all about fear. The kidneys hold fear in the body. The kidney is the major organ for your energy and supports the whole body. It is the storage area of the food energy you receive from the stomach and the spleen. Using sesame oil or walnut oil will aid your kidneys, as well as drinking cranberry juice, apple juice, and lots of water. Too much alcohol and caffeine will affect the kidneys. Lay off those energy drinks and limit your cups of coffee each day. If your lower back always hurts, chances are your kidneys are trying to tell you something. This card suggests that a kidney cleanse may be just what you need right now. Get adequate rest and take probiotics and vitamin C. And an Epsom salt bath will assist, along with ceasing the consumption of caffeine. Of course, call your doctor if things get worse. So, cranberry juice will help reset your system. Alexa, pause music. Apples, apple juice, water, sesame oil, and walnut oil are all items to incorporate into a cleansing diet. So, start drinking cranberry juice, like a cup of cranberry juice every day. Take an Epsom salt bath 2 or 3 times a week. And then I would also say get organic sesame oil and take a spoonful of it every day. Either first thing in the morning or before you go to bed at night. So, kidney issues. Alright, so now we're moving on to the large intestine. The fire in your belly is more than just your personal motivation. It's the discomfort you feel when you've eaten too many carbs or processed foods. Canned vegetables are not healthy. They are full of sodium and preservatives. When you don't have access to fresh vegetables, eat frozen ones. The nutrition your body needs has been flash frozen into them. Bread is everyone's favorite. Who doesn't have a sandwich for lunch almost every day? But going a few days without breads and carbs would be a good and needed break. Cookie, quit digging. Be a label reader when you go to the store. Make insightful choices as to what you buy. Love your body and respect the choices you make as to what you put in it. You are what you eat. It's so true. This card is asking you, what will be your choice of consumption today? So, you might want to incorporate dandelion tea, because that's a bitter, which is also helpful in cleansing. So, not only will it'll help cleanse your kidneys as well. So, I will say this, if you're a bread eater, switch to sourdough, okay? Either go to Lidl's or Aldi's and get your sourdough, or find the girl at the farmer's market that sells sourdough, because sourdough bread, it's fermented. It's healthy for your gut. I made the switch to only eating sourdough bread, and it's been a game changer for me. All right, so the heart. Your heart keeps everything moving. It coordinates all the communication between the organs. Our heart also controls aspects of our mind and our emotions. Helpful thoughts happy mind, and peaceful emotions assist in the creation of a healthy heart. But this isn't the only thing to help your heart. The heart is linked to other organs, especially the liver, kidney, and spleen. If an organ is not working properly, your heart will pump that much harder to get things moving. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, blocked arteries, depression, anxiety, and panic attacks will harm your heart. At this point, you may choose to go on medication. If not, meditate, do daily yoga, find a quiet place in nature, and earth walk to connect to our mother. Pulling this card is reminding you to think more about your heart. So, I've struggled with this, so that's one reason why I got on the clozapam, because it has definitely helped me out a lot. I mean, a lot. And then you need to make, they say that, cutting out, I went down to a small cup of coffee, okay? I cut back because too much caffeine actually causes your body to produce adrenaline, which can cause you to be in flight or fight mode throughout the day, and it takes like 8 hours for your body to come out of that or even relax from that, which can put wear and tear on your heart and your nervous system. So I went down to like a small cup of coffee. I mean, it's like a teacup size coffee that I drink every morning, and I put my cinnamon and my turmeric in my coffee grinds, and I brew my coffee, and that's what I drink. And then I made the switch to the sourdough. Like I said, we need to start adding in cranberry juice and start paying attention to the foods that we eat. So I do need to make better choices around the foods that I take in, because I do tend to eat out a lot sometimes. So, I try to make better food choices when I do eat out. But, sometimes that's hard. Alright, so what question do you have? Go ahead and think about that, and let me get this answered for you. What answers do you have for Pisces? Well, shoot. Hold on. In the month of June. What answers do you have for Pisces in the month of June? Go. The time is right. Okay. Now, when I look at the bottom of the deck, we have listen to your intuition. This is the sign. And then we've got not the right time, reconsider. So, your intuition, you might have been feeling, which could be the thing that's been, causing you anxiety. Through your intuition that there is something, that you're right about something when it comes to what you just asked, okay? You might be in this push and pull because you feel there's something off with the timing, and that's what you're trying to reconsider, and that's why you keep going back and forth. But know that here's the sign for you that, and when you keep going back and forth, that also affects your heart, okay? Because it's like when you don't listen to your heart and follow what your heart's telling you to do, in small steps, in essence, you break your heart because you don't listen to it. Does that make sense? Which then can cause you to start having anxiety and heart palpitations and panic attacks because you're not listening to and following your heart. So I struggle with that as well, okay? But anyway, so there's something here that I think has caused you to have anxiety because, and look, and then I cut the deck to the yes card. So we've got go, the time is right, and yes. So there is something here. You need to go after whatever this is, okay? And stop worrying over it or stressing about it. Even if you don't get it the first time, it could be aligning you up. Like for example, you go over here to get what you're looking for. They don't have it. But then you're kind of like bummed, but then somebody's like, hey, it's over there. And then you go over there, and oh, there it is. So you might have to go here to run into that person that says, hey, it's over there. If that makes sense to you, okay? So when I cut this deck, it went straight to social well-being. So you need to get out more and start socializing with people. That will also help alleviate any stress or anxiety. Alright, so now I'm going to move on to Aries. And we will see what Aries has. Alright, Healthy Witch. My rooster is just a confirming. What messages do you have for Aries in the month of June? What messages do you have for Aries in the month of June? That was a good knock, I will say that. Alright, your reproductive system, breath, liver, large intestine. So your overall theme for the month of June is reproductive system. Womb wellness is of the utmost importance. However, before you can even think about conceiving, you need to think about protecting those organs. Male organ protection is just as important. Good hygiene should come first. Drinking lots of water to flush your system should never be forgotten. Be mindful of protection during sex. You have no idea how many partners the new love in your life has had in the past. Consumption of a relationship is to honor the union of the Lord and the lady. It should be done with love, trust, and honor from both partners. Be mindful and protect yourself is what this card may be saying. Insist on protective sex and speak openly and honestly about any concerns you may have. Once you have established a comfortable relationship, womb wellness will fall into place. Wow. Okay. So for you this month, whether you are a guy or a girl, it looks like in the month of June, there is going to be sex that you need to be conscious about in the month of June. Alright, so we're going to start out with this card, which is breath. Pranayama is the fine art of breathing and the controlling the flow of oxygen in and out of the lungs. Conscious breathing can vastly improve your health and make you more alert. Focusing on your breath can bring about many benefits, both magically and mundane. You direct your magic with your breath. Focusing your will on your intent, you breathe in as deep as you can, hold for a short count of 4, and then release all your breath to the desired focus. This card may be telling you it's time to increase your breathing exercises, get a level up, or perhaps it's saying you need to do them every day. Either way, grounding, spell work, shielding, and releasing are all done with your breath and help you rid all the negativity, all the negative yuckiness that sticks to us throughout our daily lives. Regulate your flow of chi. Never underestimate the value of simple techniques. Real magic is based on simple truths. So peppermint and cardamom and anise are really good for that. So I don't know if you have had negative experiences around sex, because this card here talks about, also in the bold section, talks about expelling darkness from one's life and taking in all that is good and healing. So if you've had a bad experience with, a sexual partner, and I'll tell you this, like my mom had a very toxic relationship, and she ended up having a tumor in her uterus. My mother actually passed away from uterine cancer. But I, in my mind, thought it was because, she was past menopause. So, she couldn't get pregnant or anything. But I felt like, her toxic ass boyfriend was emptying his seed into her. And I felt like that is what caused her to have that tumor in her uterus. So, anyways, you want to make sure that, and you got to have rules, okay? I have rules. Like, unless you're my husband, you're not gonna nut or come in me, okay? That's just my rule. Now, I'll let my husband do that. He can do that all day long. That's my husband. But if you're not, then I'm sorry, but it's not happening. So you need to start doing something to help with your wound care. Now, you can get lavender essential oil, a good lavender essential oil, a therapeutic, grade A therapeutic essential oil. Ylang ylang helps with hormones. And rub this on your lower abdomen, even your lower stomach. Also put castor oil on your lower stomach, because that's a driver. So it will not only go into your uterus, but it will pull out the toxins and the crap that's in your uterus if you feel that you're having issues with that. I would also do a parasite cleanse, because if you do that while you're on your period, you're not going to believe the stuff that comes out of the blood when you're on your menstrual cycle. I did that, and let me tell you, before I had issues down there. When I did the parasite cleanse, and then I went this year, I did the parasite cleanse last year, and I went this year and had, you know, the girl evaluation, and it came back really good. My doctor was very surprised, but I know that it had to do with me doing that parasite cleanse because of all that crap that came out during my cycle. I mean, it was kind of scary. Alright. We're going to move now on to liver. So keep in mind that the liver is where we store anger. Okay? So, you know, do you have anger toward your sexual partner? Keep that in mind, okay? Do you experience all over muscle aches and pains? It's a possibility that your liver can't keep up with filtering out the toxins. What is it that you're eating every day? Maybe eggs, salt, caffeine. As we get older, our body changes and develops intolerances to food that used to never bother us before. Your liver gets taxed and cannot filter out the toxins fast enough. Just like a stream that gets clogged with sticks and leaves, the toxins swirl around and stagnate in our liver. They back up into our system and get into our bloodstream, which goes into our organs, which goes into our muscles, and then causes inflammation and pain. This card suggests that you target what you ingest too much of every day and stop consuming it for 2 weeks and then see how you feel. Drinking natural bitters like dandelion tea or eating arugula will help cleanse the liver. A complete liver cleanse will take 3 months. So look, if you don't want to drink, I would definitely say drink dandelion tea and eat arugula. But you could also, every morning, 1 ounce of extra virgin olive oil, 1 ounce of fresh squeezed lemon juice or grapefruit juice, and then a splash or a dash of cayenne pepper. Take that shot every morning. If you do that for a month, that will clean a lot of the sludge out of your liver and your gallbladder. But if you can do it for 3 months, then it will definitely, you'll have a whole new liver in 3 months. But keep in mind, the liver is where we store anger. So you've got reproductive and the anger here. So do you have anger toward, you might need to reevaluate your sexual partner if you have one. Now, if you don't have a sexual partner, are you angry because you don't have one and you're wanting to find one? If so, you need to get out there and find one. Let's move on to large intestine. The fire in your belly is more than just your personal motivation. It's the discomfort you feel when you've eaten too many carbs or processed foods. Canned vegetables are not healthy. They are full of sodium and preservatives. When you don't have access to fresh vegetables, eat frozen ones. The nutrition your body needs has been flash frozen into them. Bread is everyone's favorite. Who doesn't have a sandwich for lunch almost every day? But going a few days without bread or carbs would be good and a needed break. Be a label reader when you go to the store. Make insightful choices as to what you buy. Love your body and respect the choices you make as to what you put in it. You are what you eat. It's so true. This card is asking you, what will be your choice of consumption today? Again, this card here says dandelion and arugula. So, I will say this to you. Chicken. If you're having reproductive problems, stop eating chicken for like a month and see how that affects your reproductive organs. Okay? Now, if you have cysts and fibroids, you definitely need to cut chicken out. And then you also need to do a parasite cleanse. And there was something else I was going to say. Hold on, because I'm thinking. Oh, yeah. If you're going to eat bread, you need to eat sourdough bread. Go to Aldi's, go to Lidl if you have one. Get sourdough bread from there. If you don't have either one of them, go to the fresh market or the farmer's market and find the girl who makes sourdough bread from home and buy it from her. Because sourdough bread is fermented. There's a bacteria in sourdough bread that the baby receives from the breast the first time it takes the mom's breast milk. That bacteria from her breast is in that bacteria. It's the same bacteria that's in sourdough bread. Sourdough bread is really good for you. Alright, so ask your question and I'm going to answer it for you. Alright, what answers do you have for Aries in the month of June? Alright, so whatever it is that you're asking about, you need to let it go. Because it needs to be transformed some way, shape, or form. There's transformation around it. Now, whatever you're asking about, it's unlikely to happen the way that you think it's going to happen. Okay? You need to quit worrying about it, which is why you need to surrender and let it go. Because you have a yes here at the bottom of the deck. Okay? There is a yes. But I think it's unlikely to happen the way that you are thinking it's going to happen. Like, you need to surrender and give it over to the universe so that it can transform it and change it because of this butterfly. That's all about change and transformation. You need to quit worrying about it and stressing about it. You need to release and let it go, because I think at the end of June, beginning of July, is going to be the right timing for you to go after it or to receive it. But until then, I think that you need to allow the universe to, you need to surrender it to the universe, because the way you're thinking about it is not going to manifest. Now, when I cut this deck here, it went straight to joints and feet. And you know, feet, you need to be more gentle on your feet and give your feet more breaks, reflexology massages, put them in Epsom salt, and take a little bit better care of your feet. So that's all I have for you, Aries. So thank you for tuning in for that. We are now going to move on to Taurus. Alright, Healthy Witch, what messages do you have for Taurus in the month of June? Hold on, yeah. Okay, so your overall theme for the month of June is exercise. Then we've got think pretty thoughts, urinary bladder, and digestion. Okay, so for the whole month of June, the days and nights are starting to get cooler, but the beauty of life is all around you. Get out and enjoy. This card is telling you to surround yourself with the changing of the leaves and the sounds and smells of nature. All summer, you've been on the go. This is the time of harvest, relaxation from the stress of the year, and mastery over your inner self and cravings. Now, this card does say autumn on it, okay? So, we would flip that to the changes of the season to align it with summer. Stress causes cravings of caffeine, sugar, salt, none of which are good for your body if taken in large quantities and consumed every single day. To master them, to turn off those signals, is a huge accomplishment. The energy of this card is encouraging you to let go of unwanted desires and focus on what's really good for you and your body, and to keep your energy flow unblocked. This is a time of balance. What is it that needs to get back in balance in your life, your health, and your eating habits? So you need to incorporate rosemary, elder, turmeric, and ginger. Okay? Now look, this chick over here is thinking. So, you know, this card is just telling you to let go of unwanted desires and focus on what's really good for you. So you really need to start focusing on, and I think you've been doing that already, because this would be like the end of May, or this could be like the last Mercury retrograde, where you were contemplating and thinking about changes, of bringing certain changes into your life or implementing changes. So let's go over to this card. This may sound a little silly, but it's very true. And as witches, we all know that what we put out will come back to us threefold. But sometimes it's just so hard to purge negative thoughts and feelings for an extended period of time. If we don't, then we run the risk. Keeping your mind young is something this card could be suggesting. So try crossword puzzles or jigsaw puzzles and build healthy social networks. In the words of Mahatma Gandhi, your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values become your destiny. Positive thoughts are a biological mandate for a happy, healthy life. This causes your cells to thrive. So if you had a negative thought, like mindset, then work on changing that. Exercise and getting out into nature is definitely going to help you change your mindset. It will help to elevate it and make it more positive. And I say that too because presently we're over here with urinary and bladder, and the kidneys is where we store fear, and fear is where negative thoughts and a negative mindset come from. So you need to focus on kidney and urinary bladder health. Your bladder is a hollow organ that holds urine from your kidneys, is one of those body parts that you probably don't think about it until it stops working properly. Certain problems affecting your bladder can cause painful urination and leakage at unwanted times. Proper hygiene after sex can prevent infections. Drinking plenty of water can flush out bacteria. If you sit at a desk or for work, you should be mindful of how long you sit and stand up to prevent lower urinary tract infection symptoms, like UTIs. Daily exercise will ensure you urinate regularly, so you're not holding your bladder too long each day. This card may be saying to you it's time to pay attention to your daily habits and ensure your bladder's healthy. Are you moving enough? Are you sitting too long? Have you become a camel at work and you don't empty your bladder as often as you should? This card is asking you to reevaluate your daily routine. So you need to incorporate cranberry juice, because it's a natural cleanser, into your lifestyle every day. Like drink a cup of cranberry juice every day. That will help you out with your urinary and your bladder. And especially if you're one that's prone to UTIs. Now this card could be suggesting that you end up with one at the middle of the month. But you also too need to keep in mind about your mindset, because like I said, fear is what gets stored spiritually in the kidneys. So a negative mindset stems from fear. So what are you thinking about? What are you looking at bitterly or angrily, or like looking at things, being frustrated, being envious of other people, getting aggravated and looking at them in a mean way, like resting bitch face? I have to work on that one myself. Okay, but those things can cause energy to get stored up in your kidneys, which then can cause you to have a UTI. Be mindful of that. Now, the end of the month, digestion is going to be very important for you. Do you ever find that you will starve yourself all day so you can go out to eat at a nice restaurant and then pig out? Your stomach retaliates and you blame it on eating too much. Well, that's partly correct and partly incorrect. You may have food allergies and don't even know it. You can have reactions deep inside you without any signs of usual reactions. This card may be telling you that when you go out to eat dinner, eat slowly. When that main course comes, take a few bites, put down the fork, wait, chat, take a sip of wine. Allow time for your belly to expand with the nourishment you have given it. How do you feel? Good? Then take a few more bites. This card says not to overdo it. Once you feel full, ask for the take-home box. Did you know it only takes 30 seconds for anything you put in your body to be absorbed? If your gut doesn't like it, your left eye only will water. From bad makeup to herbal supplements, your body will let you know. Listen carefully. So you need to incorporate fennel, turmeric, and ginger. So also keep in mind that digestion can also mean how you are digesting things that are going on in your life. And when I cut the deck, we have stomach. So digestion starts in the stomach. And then, of course, you know, that card there said when you eat, how does your stomach feel? So you need to start paying attention more to your stomach and your eating habits, and also your thoughts and how you look at things, okay? Exercising will help you out tremendously. Okay, so ask your question, and I'm going to answer it for you. What answers do you have for Taurus in the month of June? No need to worry. So whatever you're asking about, you don't need to worry about it. I think the way that you're seeing it is unlikely to happen. But you have been back and forth over this for quite some time, okay? At some point in time, if you're not already doing this, you need to choose a new direction. You've been going back and forth. Should I go this way? Should I go that way? And that's created stagnancy. Make a choice and choose a new direction to go in. Whenever you come up, and then look, this is your sign. Whenever you come up with this new direction, that's going to be your confirmation, because you've got this is the sign, and then you're going in the right direction. Now, I will tell you, this direction that you're going to be, this new direction, might come around the full moon in June. So pay attention to the full moon in June, and when you receive the direction in which you need to go, that will be the right direction, and you will be going in the right way to get what you want. So in the meantime, though, you don't need to worry about it, because it's coming. I think you just need to, you need to let go and allow it to transform and wait for the answer to come. All right, Taurus, that's all I have for you. So I thank you. If you have any feedback or whatnot, please feel free to leave it at the end. And until then, till next time, namaste.